Hello, hello. Look, it must be 4 o'clock. Everybody just piled in.
3:59. They're very punctual.
Yes.
3:59. I'm early.
Mhm.
Yeah.
These are the overachievers.
You're definitely not on Jeff Eccles' time, which is about
No.
4 or 5 minutes late.
Mhm. On both sides, on both
Right.
ends.
He pushes everything. His whole day is 4 or 5 minutes after it's supposed to happen.
But
My
he
my
was there
clock is
today.
set up that way.
He ends every Java with Jeff with that. He's late for his 9 o'clock, but he was also late for his 8:30 because he starts at 8:38.
So sometimes, yeah.
Uh,
All right. Well, welcome everybody. Good to have you here.
I thought Scott was driving on his head there for a second.
Crochet bathtub. But yeah, I was driving on my head.
Awesome. That's
It's
wonderful.
item number three on my resume.
Very good.
Driving upside down.
Number three.
Yeah,
What's number two?
Well, what's
Oh,
number one?
Yeah.
oh, that has to wait till the end of the party.
Oh,
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Jeff Eccles is in charge here. He's the MC as
oh
usual.
boy.
He's gonna let things roll. Elizabeth is volunteered to help us organize our slide presentations, our 1220 Cheers slide presentation. We have several volunteers for that. I think we're also going to throw it to Shannon Hughes, who has an exercise for us sometime in this next couple of hours, which I think will be fun as well. And then you never know. Maybe we'll do a little bit of old school context and clarity.
So,
I want to hear what Kathy's cat has to say.
I was going to say we're making a change. Kathy's cat is going to be the MC.
Kathy's cat is the entire presentation. We're just gonna sit
There
here
it
for
is.
2 hours and check them out.
Aw. Hi, kitty. Aw.
She's my Suncoast because I went biking one day 2 years ago on the Suncoast bike trail and she came out of the bushes.
Aw.
Crawled up my jeans and
Take me home.
we biked 3 miles back to my car with her
Wow.
on my shoulder.
Oh
So
my
Oh
gosh.
wow!
she
Oh,
really
wow.
wanted to come with me.
Yes, she's
I
not
guess.
going home.
Jeez.
Art Parrot. Okay.
All right, Mr. Eccles, it's all your show here.
All right. Well, I forget to ask you this. What annual is this?
I don't
Mark?
know. I heard you say that at Java with Jeff, but I don't know.
All right. Well, welcome to the annual.
The 25th annual.
Welcome to the
25th.
It only seems like 25 years.
I think
Well,
12, 12,
third.
12.
I don't know.
12/12 was the 12-year anniversary of EntreArchitect, and welcome to the 25th anniversary EntreArchitect Holiday Party. Glad you're joining us today. Many of you, this is a time slot. Maybe you still got it blocked out on your calendar. I don't know. I deleted that about a month ago, so it's not blocked out on my calendar anymore to have context and clarity in this time slot. But this is what was traditionally the context and clarity time slot, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Not everybody knows what context and clarity is because there's some people who are new to our community.
Okay, well,
Yeah, please give us some context.
We'll
have no
give you some
clarity.
context, so
Yes.
maybe you'll get some clarity out of that. Mark and I had a conversation back in April of 2020 as the world was shutting down because of COVID. I think that conversation was on April 6th, and we decided that this community, as well as others, would need and want a place, a way to connect with everything in the world shutting down because of COVID, which was supposed to last 3 weeks and then 3 months and then apparently 3 years. So we said, hey, let's host this show. Let's host this place where people can gather together. There was an original name for it. It wasn't context and clarity. That's a trivia question. I don't even remember the answer to it anymore. But the original idea was it would be a half an hour on weekdays and people could gather.
Restart. I think it was called Restart.
I think it was Rethink Restart or something. But we could gather together for half an hour and chat about a certain topic. Within 2 weeks, it was one of those things. Hey, we're going to launch this and see if anybody shows up. And as it turns out, you did. And as it turns out, every day more and more people showed up, and it got longer and longer, and it ended up being an hour. And we launched it April 9th of 2020 and then wrapped it April 9th of 2023. So exactly 3 years to the day. Context and clarity every weekday with a few breaks here and there, a few exceptions, but context and clarity every day, 4 p.m. Eastern, for an hour, get together and talk about a topic. And it was, for me, it was very strange because you can't see this, Scott. There's a couple of you that have had, this is not the original setting, this is not the original background, but Scott Thrift and John Jones have been here and they've seen. But the original setting was me with my white screen behind me. Actually, I think it was the brick wall, but eventually the white screen behind me. And it was me looking at the screen, looking at myself, talking to myself, reading your comments back to you. It was very meta. It was very strange, but somehow we made that work.
Was that
as a
when the
conversation.
dryer, was that next to the flaming dryer?
The flaming washer.
Oh, flaming washer.
The washer
Wrong
was
appliance.
in the next room. Yeah, the washer did catch fire. A number of things happened over 3 years.
Trivia
right?
question, that's also Jeff Eccles' high school rock band, the Flaming Washer.
Yeah, it's on the list. That's a good one. Yeah. But we did that for 3 years, and we spun out Context and Clarity Live, which was a once a week live interview show that we broadcast all over the place and had lots of guests on that. Actually, yesterday I had on the Got Clarity t-shirt that had, I think, the first 100 guests of Context and Clarity Live were on the back there. Catherine McPhail was my first co-host, and Katie, is Katie here? Katie Kangas.
She might be later, she said.
Okay. Katie was my second co-host for that. But yeah, we did that. We ran that for 3 years, and I guess it's part of the EntreArchitect lore now. And maybe the current version of that is Java with Jeff every weekday morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, where we talk about mindsets for growth. So for those of you on the West Coast, apologies. It does start at 5:30 a.m., but many of our participants are on the West Coast. They, we can question their sanity all we want. I believe that most of them wake up, turn it on, and then go back to sleep and have nightmares about this guy rambling on and on about growth mindsets and stoics and things like that. So
Thrift is nodding.
I've known that.
Nodding off or just nodding?
I don't know. He's agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Seems like it'd be a very nice way to wake up in the morning as an alarm clock.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, soothing voice.
Well, I could soothe you to wake, I suppose. It'd be better than the most annoying noise from Dumb and Dumber. But anyway,
as a consolation, a couple of weeks ago, Christian has volunteered to upload the recording of Java with Jeff every day to the network community channel. So if you don't catch it live, you can still catch it anytime. Just go to the community channel and you can watch every day the half hour of Jeff Eccles sharing his thoughts.
I actually had a dream that I shared with Jeff, that it was one of the days I fell back asleep, and my dream was we were on the team bus headed to a football game, and Jeff was the coach standing next to the bus driver as we were rumbled down the road lecturing us. And then I woke up and it was Jeff as football coach, but I was listening to Java with Jeff.
I've never coached football. However, except for in Scott's dreams, I've done all kinds of things in people's dreams, apparently. So we'll leave that one right there. Or Don Zuber starts commenting on it. So that's a little background. That's a little context.
We've been doing this. Wait, what do you mean by that?
No. We've been doing this holiday party for at least 3 or 4 years at this point. Not exactly sure, but it's just a fun time for us to get together, see everybody's faces on the screen, because that's not very common. It was not at all common during context and clarity. It was your avatars and your comments over, or at least as I saw it, over on the side of the screen. So, maybe this is the next best thing to TCAM, which it was great to see many of you in Nashville this year. All right. We gave everybody time to get in, I think. At least those who were punctual and not quite so punctual. I think it's probably time. We've got the 12/20 Cheers slide presentation coming up. It's the EntreArchitect version of Pakachka. If you can spell Pakachka, put that in the comments, and you will win a crocheted projection screen. Liz Carmichael, I am going to turn it over to you so that you can run this thing.
Nope. All right. Hi, everyone.
Got it right. Sorry.
Can everyone hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So we are doing we're doing it a little bit different because we didn't get everyone's slideshows. So everyone's going to present from their own computer unless there's an issue, if anyone has an issue with that. But thank you for joining us for the 12/20 Cheers. Let me share my screen here. I'm doing it from my other computer. Okay, so the format is there's 12 slides each for 20 seconds each. So it'll be a very quick, rapid fire slideshow. And hope you enjoy. So the first person we have up is Edward. Edward, are you ready to go?
You're muted, Ed.
I'm ready. I think if you can all hear me.
We hear you now.
I didn't know if you were going to read the intro.
Oh, yes. So Iowa is considered a flyover state. But did you know Iowa has the third largest amount of prairie school architecture? Iowa has 5 late Lewis Sullivan buildings, including 3 jewel box banks, a Frank Lloyd Wright hotel, the only still in operation, the Woodbury Courthouse, Purcellin Elms, I don't think I'm going to say that right, Elmsley, considered largest prairies school building. A fully intact Frank Lloyd Wright Usonian donated to the state by the original owners, and the Rock Glen development in Mason City, considered the second highest concentration of prairie school architecture. Take it away, Edward.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, we're starting. This is Iowa. We're right in the middle of the United States, and we've got the Mississippi River to our east on the right and the Missouri River to the west. And I'm going to show you 3 different road trips. All roads lead to Mason City. So we have a southeast road trip on Highway 30, a northeast road trip starts in Dubuque on Highway 20, and a western road trip that starts in Sioux City. Here we are in Clinton, Iowa.
This is one of the Louis Sullivan design Van Allen department store, designed in 1913. Very Chicago school looking building with, kind of the expresses structure with this beautiful ornamentation on these vertical piers of the building. Next, we go to Cedar Rapids. And this is the People's Savings Bank, which is now a restaurant. And by the way, all these places I'm showing to you are open to the public. So, so this is a restaurant. It was an Italian restaurant. I think there's a different restaurant in it now. I'll just say the building is kind of awkward looking, but it makes sense when you go inside and you see this kind of beautiful clear story. Next, we have a real jewel box, Grinnell, Iowa. Merchants National Bank. This is the Grinnell Chamber of Commerce. This is also where CVG, Todd Redding, they had their office in here for a while, but he's from Grinnell. And beautiful interior that's open during business hours to the public. Next, okay, now we're back to the Mississippi River in Dubuque, and we're on Highway 13, and you enter the state coming in from Wisconsin. This is Eagle Point Park. And this was a Chicago landscape architect who was out of work in the Depression, and he went and got hired by the Dubuque Park District, Alfred Caldwell, and he designed these beautiful prairie school park structures in the 30s. In Lincoln Park, there's the Alfred Caldwell Lily Pond, so he's a kind of known Chicago name. Next, we go to this town is called Quasky or Quasqueton, and this is Cedar Rock. This was the Lowell Walter House, designed in 1950, and they were a childless couple. Lowell and Agnes lived here until she passed away in 1981, and it was donated to the state of Iowa, so it's a state park. It has this really cool boathouse on the river. I happened to work here one summer as a tour guide. Next, this doesn't do this justice. This is we're over in Sioux City, Iowa, on the west edge of the state. This is the Woodbury County Courthouse by Purcell and Elmsley, and local architect William Steele, considered the largest prairie school building. It's got this, if you can look at the lower right slide, you'll see it. It goes up about, I think it's about 12 stories high. And this high-rise part spans over this glass dome. It's amazing. Pete Franks, who's part of our community, has done work on this, historic work on this building. Next, another really, just kind of a nice little modest Jewelry Adams building. Again, another one of Louis Sullivan's jewel boxes. Very simple, but has this really cool spaces inside. It's kind of almost predates the Mies van der Rohe universal space kind of concept inside. That's my wife and I when we were touring it. I've seen all of these buildings, so these are most of these photos are my photos. Now we arrive in Mason City, and I said all roads lead to Mason City. This is the Stockman House, which was completed in 1908 by Frank Lloyd Wright, and it's kind of based on his fireproof house for $5,000. Almost, kind of a four-square design, but very open floor plan with, with a hearth and fireplace at the center. And this cantilevering canopy that juts out. So very, very right was in the prime of his prairie school when he designed this. And he came here, and I'm gonna skip to the next slide. These are a little bit out of order time-wise, but this is the development, the Rock Crest development. A bunch of, I think there's about 8 or 10 prairie school houses, 5 of them by Walter Burley Griffin, and one by Barry Byrne, one by William Drummond. This one in the lower right is really cool. It's like a castle and it's almost Art Deco-y. This development was supposed to be Frank Lloyd Wright's, but when you have an affair with a client, you run off to Europe, other people get your project. So it went to Walter Burley Griffin and his wife, Marion Mahoney Griffin. And then we arrived at kind of the destination, the Park Inn and Bank, in the heart of Mason City. And Mason City is just a small city, about 30,000 people. It did have a brickyard at one time. This hotel was completely restored, I think in 2011. And it was it was constructed in 1909. And so just some views of it. There's also the bank. So the bank is on one end and the hotel on the other. The bank has been turned into the interior here is an event space. Here's some pictures of the hotel lobby. Town Square has Frank Lloyd Wright statue. So, you know, everyone thinks of Iowa as a flyover state. Take some time and drive through. We've got a lot to see here. Thank you very much.
That was awesome. We may have to do a road trip, an EntreArchitect road trip,
or a tea camp.
We need some better applause. It was very anticlimactic with one person clapping.
We'll have to figure
Was it
that
just
out.
one hand clapping or two?
No, it was several clapping, but at different times.
Yeah.
Very nice, Ed.
All together.
Most
There we go.
unmute.
Yeah, most unmute.
I don't know
Host
if I
on
came
mute.
in on time or not.
All right, who's
Hey,
up next, Elizabeth?
Thanks so much, Edward. That was awesome. Okay, Christian, are you on here? Yes. Christian, are you ready to go next?
I think so. Let's see if this works.
Is this going onto your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
I
Perfect.
didn't realize that PowerPoint allowed you to record, so this is my first recording and it will go into YouTube after this. Let's see, I hope the sound works. I did not grow up in the US, so I never had a what I did last summer presentation in elementary school. So let me tell you what I did in 2024. 12 slides, 12 months, coincidence? I don't think so. In January, Edie and I decided to enjoy our retirement by taking pottery classes. We thought we would soon be making beautiful bowls, mugs, and vases. It looked so easy in the movies. But after 3 8-week-long classes and $1,275, all I have to show for it is this crappy birdhouse. In February, I signed up for a series of CDT webinars taught by Cherise Lakeside, well known as the CSI Kraken and host of Detailed, one of the very best podcasts the Gable Media empire has to offer. We also went to Los Angeles to visit our son, but one of the highlights, better than the Getty Museum, was having brunch with EntreArchitects Michelle, Jessica, and Jefferson. In March, Edie and I were able to see a dream come true. We went to Italy. We stayed in the small medieval town of Arezzo, where within 20 minutes of my arrival, I tripped and hurt my leg badly. So I spent the rest of the trip limping along with my souvenir from Florence, a cane. In April, we had a once-in-a-lifetime experience. We were so close to the path of totality for the local eclipse of April 8th that we drove an hour northwest and were rewarded with this and a 4-hour drive back home. In May, we were asked by the family of one of our very good friends who had died to select a burial plot for her in the Green Springs Natural Cemetery south of Ithaca. We were so taken by it that Edie and I decided to also purchase our own plots for when the time comes. But on a happy note, we had an impromptu visit by two of my favorite EntreArchitects who drove all the way to Ithaca just to see little old me. Thank you, Olga. Thank you, James. Every year in June, we celebrate our wedding anniversary. In 2018, for the 25th, we went all the way to Teotihuacan. And in 2023, we went to faraway Scotland for the 30th. But for the 31st, because it's a boring number, we just had brunch half a mile from home. In July, I had a colonoscopy, but I will spare you the rest of the photos. In early August, we welcomed a family from Mongolia who will be here just for the academic year at Cornell. We're practicing for the possibility that someday we might have grandchildren. I'm exhausted already. But later in the month, towards the end, we celebrated the 40th anniversary of my arrival in the US, next to the shore of Cayuga Lake. In September, we went to Brooklyn, where we enjoyed driving at 5 miles an hour in awful traffic on a Saturday. But it was worth it, because now both of our sons live there, half an hour from each other and just a few from us. Like most Octobers, Edie and I went to Hancock Point in Maine, where we love to relax, read, and eat lobster. And for the second year in a row, my architect sister and I met with the Mike Maines for a pretty good lunch. Unfortunately, Emily and Hans could not join us this time. And then we had TCAM, where I got to see many old friends and make many new ones and meet some in person. The arrow points to where I should have been instead of being the one person not in the group photo. While I didn't grow up with it, Thanksgiving has become my favorite holiday due to its emphasis on the 3 F words: family, friends, and food. So here we are, the 4 of us, my sister, and good friends from long ago, one of whom engineered the blind date where Edie and I met. Then, goaded, prodded, and badgered by my friends in ASG 16, Earl, Chris, Kurt, Fred, and others, I created my own YouTube channel on 12/12/24. Stay tuned. So, in 2025, let me continue being the grouchy architect so you don't have to. Bye.
All right.
Well played.
Very good.
Yes,
That
excellent.
was great.
Nice,
Love it.
Christian.
We can Photoshop you into the group picture, by the way.
I didn't really see much grouchiness there.
It's a cover.
It's a marketing
Well,
marketing ploy.
that out, so there's at least that.
What's that?
The colonoscopy was left out. That would make me grouchy too. So
What do you mean it was left out? He mentioned it.
The
he
highlight
mentioned
of
it,
the
he
year.
left the detail out.
No, everyone loves a good colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Versus
Everyone
a bad
loves a
one.
good result.
Okay, this holiday party just took a really weird
I
turn.
was just thinking, where's our host? Bring us back.
Okay, who's next?
Well, Angela,
Thanks,
then
Kristen.
you can reroute us because you are up next.
Okay. I hope everybody will be kind because I've never done this before and I'm not quite sure why I signed up for this. I
You got it.
I've
You can do it.
had about 10 minutes to put this together. So I've had anyway, I'll just get started and stop talking.
Yeah.
All right. Bear with me while I find my information. And let's go to Oh, no. Present. Okay, can everybody see this?
Yep.
Okay, great. So before I took, I think it's Shannon's year compass as my inspiration, because this year has been kind of like a compass that's spun out of control.
Angela, real quick though, I think your little Zoom window is blocking it.
Oh, is it?
Your gallery,
Okay.
yeah. You could
Oh,
slide
oh,
that
you
off
can
to the
see
side.
that too. Okay, let me put that away. Is that better? How do I close the gallery? There we go. There we go. That's better. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a little thing at the bottom, so we can see most of your screen now.
Okay, great. So before we begin, as I start every meeting, it's take a deep breath and set an intention for clarity and success. As 24 comes to an end, Winston Churchill said, success is walking from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. As I had mentioned, my compass sort of spun into an entirely new direction. I like this perspective of looking at the sky, and it will come into play later. So I had started with a firm called Bold Architecture in 2016, and I joined because I was hired to create legacy. In the past 8 years, I took this task to heart, and I embarked with all the enthusiasm of learning how to create a lasting firm, which I thought would speak to everyone here because that's part of Entree's mission statement, which is why I think I found you. I ripped off the Band-Aid and got licensed. I shifted the focus of to creating from the firm, from the founder to creating a brand. I got clear on our ideal client. Created all of our systems so that we had a true studio culture with a fully remote team, changed all of our proposals, contracts, and billing, and worked on some amazing projects. Life is full of surprises. One minute it feels like the world is the perspective in the first image where you're looking up at the sky, and the next it feels like the world is this compared to Jupiter. It's all about scale and perspective. So having said that, the time came within just the end of this year that it became abundantly clear that my journey with Bowl was at an end. Hold on. We can only be said to be alive in those moments when our hearts are conscious of our treasures. I will be eternally grateful for my time there. And I also very much learned how to stop being Angela the architect and just Angela. And so having said all of that, it became very obvious that I needed to move on. And before I do, though, I wanted to share some of the highlights from this past year that I'm really grateful that I got to be a part of. Truly great clients equal great projects. This was a project, I love a great American country house, and this was the creation of a contemporary version of that. The clients were amazing. This project is down the street from Mount Vernon, another amazing project. They're actually moving in today. A young family. I mean, it's an amazing house to get to grow up in. It was an amazing journey. This is another amazing project that had a most incredible client who everything that we would propose or I would propose, she would say yes. And you just have to love that. And just had complete faith and trust that we would deliver everything that was the client's dreams and visions for this project. And then this client who we actually finished this project a couple of years ago, but never fails to send me texts and messages throughout the year talking about how much they love living in their house, and will send me just little snippets of everyday life, which I think is what this is really all about. So although goal will remain a huge part of my heart, and I'm still very close with the founder and the firm, I am starting a new firm.
All right.
And just since the beginning of December, I've changed offices. I've restructured all of our systems. Our team is kind of working in both banks, and this has always kind of been my motto. So I think I decided to do this to help emphasize the fact that this is all really happening. And that I just need to continue to embrace the fear. Again, I think it's all about the many blessings, and the two on the left are the ones that I do this for every day. I love where I live, and I'm just so grateful that even though I couldn't make it to TCAM, I got images on my phone about how wonderful it was and how much they missed that I wasn't there. And so as 2025 is starting out, I had sort of a light bulb moment, and I think I'm going to be embarking on a journey that could very well disrupt the industry. I'm really excited about it. I'm getting incredible feedback, and I'm really excited to share it with everyone. So again, I think I did this just to show my gratitude for how much I love our morning mindfulness. Jeff, thank you so much. I don't think I would have had as much courage if I hadn't sort of had these last 8 years to do this. And so I'm grateful for all of you. And I just thought this was funny because this is sort of my life right now. And I hope everyone has the very best holidays, and hope that 25 brings clarity and success for all of us. And that is all. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Angela.
Yeah, well done.
Congratulations, Angela. My significant other is a Johnny. Went to St. John's in Annapolis.
Great. Yeah, that's such an amazing program. And actually, in 24, I also had the amazing opportunity to collaborate with the new curator of the museum at St. John's, and we did an interactive exhibit called The Theater of Turmoil. That was so fun. I had carpenters in for like a week building out the space. But anyway, that's for another day.
Very
but yes,
cool. Angela,
it's a great campus.
Angela, I love the name Asta. Where did that come from?
Thank you. I did a deep dive, and that was the name that spoke to me the most. To me, I think it means visionary and clarity, and actually it also has connotations of goddess. So I was like, okay, this I think feels right. And I didn't want to name the firm after myself. I really planned, I want to implement all of the things that I've been trying to do for the last 8 years, which is create a firm that is its own entity. And so I wanted to start right out of the gate with something that I felt like could stand on its own 2 feet.
Plus it rhymes with basta. So you can, when you're had enough, you can say basta.
Exactly. Yes.
And pasta.
And pasta.
And pasta. And I also liked that I can sign off my newsletters with hasta luego, which I think Christian will appreciate.
Elizabeth, before we move on to the next
Yeah.
one, I just want to jump in here because I know some people may not be able to be here for the entire session. I just wanted to acknowledge some important people who make all of this happen throughout the year. Thank you, first of all, for organizing the slides and encouraging us to do this, because this is a great way to do this. I love having this as part of our holiday party. So thank you for that.
I love hearing the different stories. So
yeah,
thanks, Mark.
me too. I really enjoy it, and I hope everybody gets inspired and wants to contribute next year as well. Jeff Eccles, you know, I don't know how many times we can thank you, but thank you for all that you've done for our community throughout the years, and every morning getting up and doing that every day over and over again. Context and clarity for so many years. Build your brand. You've done so much for this community. So thank you for your dedication, ongoing dedication to the people of this community.
Thank you.
Dawn Porta, my assistant and our director of operations here at EntreArchitect and Gable Media. She makes this thing run. So she is the one that helps us do everything we do. She's the backbone of the community here. So Dawn, thank you very much for the support that you give me personally, but also the support that you give to every single person in this very large community of architects.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I love working with everyone.
Thank you. Our coaches, Shannon Hughes, Brian McCartney, Zach Waters, and Megan Dolly, our 4 EntreArchitect business coaches. Every Tuesday at 1 p.m., the first 4 Tuesdays of every month is a coaching session. If you haven't been there, you should sign up and attend every one. They are engaging. They teach a little bit, but then they also are there to answer any questions that you may have. So thank you for that. The EntreArchitect Facebook group, which is now 8,600 plus architects, and continues to grow. It's an architect-only Facebook group, so if you're not part of that, it's worth joining just that. EntreArchitect.com/group. If you don't want to deal with the rest of the mess of Facebook, you can go directly into the group by doing that. That group would not be what it is today if it wasn't for Leslie Dival. She helps us. She is, I call her our lead moderator. She's very humble. She won't accept those terms, but she's helping and watching and making sure we're all playing the game right. And she's very much aligned with EntreArchitect and our values. I go to her often with questions about how should we handle this situation. She is wise and smart and keeps us all behaving the way we should be behaving. And we have lots of moderators. We have 6 or 7 moderators, but Leslie is there every day making sure things are running the way they are. So Leslie, thank you very much for your dedication throughout the years, helping us with that community. And thank you all to all the moderators who help us there. You're all amazing. But Leslie, you definitely have stepped up to make that community a very, very special place. So thank you for that. So it's okay. So that and everybody else who contributes and helps and makes part of this community. All of the facilitators, I'm not going to list all the facilitators. We have 24 facilitators who make the Facebook groups work, the masterminds, the mastermind groups. We can go and go and go, but there are so many people who make this community what it is and this membership what it is. I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart to allow me to pursue my dream to make this thing happen. I could not make it happen by myself, and it is what it is because of the many, many people who contribute to it. So thank you very, very much. So I'm going to throw it back to Elizabeth because I can definitely talk until 6 o'clock, and I'm not going to put you through that. So thank you all, and Elizabeth, back to you.
And thank you, Mark, for everything you do and putting EntreArchitect together and bringing us architects together. It's a great resource, and I feel like I have friends in the architecture world because of this group. So thanks to you,
You're
Mark.
very welcome.
All right. Well, Angela, I wish I put you last because that was like just such a fitting conclusion to it. But next year I'll get it in. We'll have a little more time to put it in a better order. But
She can go again.
yeah.
Encore.
All right. So we have up Scott. Are you ready? You're next.
Yes, I'm ready. Let's see. Let me share my screen here and get that up. But
I was gonna say I didn't think I submitted one.
I hope you can see that my screen there. But yeah, I joined this group from the finance side, and I figured I don't think anybody here really knows me or what I do, so I figured I'd take a chance and throw a few slides up there. But I'm Scott Wally, CPA. I didn't want to do 12 slides of finance at the Christmas party. That'd be kind of a drag, I think. So I've kind of split it up. I do have a few at the end for that, but I recently got back from a trip, my 30th anniversary trip. We went to Costa Rica, which is what a trip, and I recommend it. Anybody that has ever been there or thought about it. So let's see here. A little bit about Costa Rica and the trip. I mean, it's got everything. The beaches are spectacular, and the water is warm. The air is warm. I'm in Bend, Oregon, so we don't have any warm water around here, and it's pretty cold most of the year. So that was a blast. They have hot springs all over the place. Just if you fit, I could have spent 2 weeks right there and did my whole vacation, but other things to do along the way. It's just a lush, beautiful country. We did a little rafting. That's a raft right in the front, and we did not flip over. Some of the other rafts flipped over, and there was a bunch of swimmers that day, but we were okay. They've got the place has everything. Rainforest, mountains were spectacular. In the rainforest, there's kind of two areas we spent time in: the volcano area and the rainforest, and some on the beach. So a combination of places, but it's everything you've cracked up to be. It's a really safe vacation spot. Swimming holes were easily found. Walking along a river, and here's a swimming hole with a bonus of a rope swing. So we played in that for a while and been around. And lastly, boat drinks. I couldn't go there without boat drinks. Actually, the beer selection was a little slim, unfortunately. Bend, Oregon's got lots of beer, but so I had to drink lots of boat drinks, which wasn't the end of the world. And we like that. But no, it's a spectacular country. If you get a chance, I'd highly recommend going for it if you haven't been there. It's the first time I was there, so really enjoyed it. But kind of getting back to reality. The vacation's over, and what do? I'm a CPA. I provide fractional CFO services for architects and everybody, a number of industries. But what's a fractional CFO is I provide for companies that need financial expertise that don't need or can't afford a full-time CFO. So it works to do it just on a fractional basis. And kind of what I do with that is I help people with increase their financial knowledge, get a better understanding of their numbers. And that's one of the things I joined the group on. There's some really good courses that's offered through this group that touch on the finance side that has a lot of good information. But when I work with people, I try to keep it simple as fun as you can, as fun as accounting can be. We can do that and try to get people to get better and know their numbers better. A couple of areas we do touch on: job cost tracking. Did I make as much money on that job as I should have? What went sideways? We like cash flow. Anybody ever worried about making the next payroll? That's not a kind of a stressful spot, and we help understand that and see what's going on and forecasting what's coming down the pipe for the next weeks or months to know what's out there. Lastly, we look at goals. What are your goals? I kind of look at it as, hey, next year at the end of 2025, you're having this party and you're celebrating. What would you be celebrating for your firm? And make a roadmap to get there by the end of the year. So kind of fun to track that along the way and see the progress. And lastly, exit planning. What are you going to do when you want to sell your firm or get out of your firm? How to do that. And that's either something, people hone in on it right before they want to sell, but it's really a long process over years to get your firm up to maximum value. And, and that's probably inside of 4 minutes. So I think I ran through it pretty quick, but thank you very much. And I'm grateful for being part of the group here. I can't design anything, but I can help with the numbers and do that side of it. I think it's a great community you guys going, and thanks to Mark and everybody that makes it run and all those people. So, that's what I've got. Get in touch if you need some help and go to Costa Rica. So there you have it. Quick and dirty, I guess.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah.
Okay, Kathy, are you ready? You're up.
Manhole covers. This one's going to be interesting.
I have to switch computers, so let me make sure Zoom is switching with me.
The good thing this didn't get
Did they still have
mixed up with.
the Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon?
Yes, we have the last Blockbuster in the world is in Bend, Oregon, and they're hanging on. And I think they have like a cult following that go there enough to actually keep them in business. They said they'll do it as long as they make money. So.
But Scott, I heard that there's a real problem with people putting googly eyes on sculptures in Bend, Oregon.
Yeah. All of the roundabouts have this artwork sculptures, and somebody put googly eyes on them. And, people do a lot, people dress them up for some of the holidays or whatever, but the googly eyes were a pretty good one. Yeah.
When did that start happening? I guess I never saw that.
I think it was just in the last couple of weeks. It hasn't been going on real long. And when part of it, they said they really damaged some of the sculptures. So that was kind of a bummer, but I'm sure they'll recover, hopefully. So
I just posted an article from the
Googly
BBC
eyes will do that.
in chat.
Oh, thanks.
oh yes.
They're probably from Portland.
Yeah. You can't trust those people. No, just kidding.
Nope.
So
Scott, thrift. Since it doesn't look like Scott LePage is here, maybe we've got our 3 Scotts right now. I don't know.
We've always got to have at least 3.
It's the rule.
3.
There you go.
Part of the bylaws, I think, that every time EntreArchitect assembles, there has to be a quorum of 3 Scotts.
I'm honored.
Is Sharice's microphone broken? Because all she's doing is writing in the chat, but
it's not broken.
Oh, there we go. Okay. It was no offense meant to you, my fine fellow Portlander.
Yeah.
You don't want to get on the wrong side of Sharice.
Oh, I learned that a long time ago.
Excuse me, I'm a total marshmallow.
I know, until you get until you get crossed.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming.
No, it takes a lot. It takes like a monumental effort to make me lose my temper.
Oh,
It's not pretty though when it happens.
That's the same with me.
Just
Are you ready, Kathy?
Can you hear the music?
No.
No.
No
This is the-
music?
This is the prequel to Christians.
So you
Kathy,
can't-
we figured this out earlier. When you hit share screen, there's a little box that says share computer audio. You might have to
You wanna
unshare and
try?
then
You can
reshare.
unshare and share again.
Okay.
You have to go to when you do share, there's like an advanced tab.
I like unsharing. That's good.
Share sound.
The season of unsharing.
I figure I was going to celebrate Festivus.
You make Santa sad.
Okay. Now you can see it?
Yeah.
We
Okay.
see the slideshow.
There we go.
You're good.
No, it advanced already. It didn't start at the beginning. Sorry.
It's okay.
Did you hear the music though?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Because I thought we were going to have the slideshows in the background. That's why mine has music. All right, here we go. So when I was in college, we were allowed to borrow cameras. And so I went out and I started taking photographs of all different things. And to this day, my mom does not understand why most of my photographs are not of people. But it is what it is. So when I travel, I like to take photos of whatever I see. And I love going to Seattle. I've been going to Seattle for many years. And in Seattle is where my brother lives now. But earlier this year, he flew to Miami for a school vacation, and I was able to travel over there to meet him. And we had a great few days together. And so we just kept photographs. But I do love to visit Seattle. It's very loud, very green. I really like it. I usually go in the late or early fall, depending on where you are in the country. And I love getting outside of Seattle. Here in Tampa Bay, I live in Clearwater, but we have Tampa and St. Pete, some other cities, and some of them have 100 years of history, which is fairly long for Florida. So it was nice to get over to Tampa to see some of that stuff. Here's a manhole cover from Japan. My brother from Seattle took a trip to Japan and South Korea, while I was at EntreArchitect. And he said, "What do you want, Kathy? What do you want me to bring you back?" And I said, "Take photos of manhole covers." So that's what he did for me. San Francisco is a beautiful town also. I've been there twice. Once before it got really rich. And then the other time when it was really, now it's very expensive to be there. But I try to travel, especially when I have EntreArchitect or other architecture conferences. So after I saw you guys in Nashville, I drove over to Chattanooga and checked out that city. It's wonderful. It's very foodie. It's very artsy. It's very wonderful. When I go up to visit the Washington, D.C. area to visit my family, my mom and dad, sometimes we take little trips to Winchester, Virginia is a very old town. And there's lots of history. My mom loves to look at history. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, all these people we know of. They grew up in Virginia. They worked in Virginia. They were surveyors. They were farmers. So it's really interesting to pick up what the history is in all these little towns. This is Tampa again. Very hard to see this. But even it's talking about the history of Tampa, the department stores, the photography of the early towns, of it while it was. And Seattle again, with its interesting designers that are allowed to design their manhole covers there. And that is all.
Very good.
Very good. Love it.
Thank you.
Switch manhole covers out.
What?
How often do they switch manhole covers out in cities?
Every 300 years.
Every 300? Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of times it seems that they have like design competitions, whether it's in-house or they do it as a city or something. Sometimes smaller cities do it, or they do it within a neighborhood. They push for it. And if you Google manhole cover designs, there are websites all over the place that are dedicated to some of these. It's very interesting. And it is where I found some of the information about who the artists were for some of the manhole covers. In fact, there was a big competition, I guess, in Tokyo, I believe, because my brother was also sending me back manhole covers that were painted. They were in color. And it's, kind of like going from CAD and drawings to suddenly putting color on your drawings, to send them in. So it was interesting. Oh, thank you, Grumpy.
Cool.
I
Thanks,
like this.
Kathy. That was super interesting. Okay. And I am the last presenter. Let's see here. So I'm presenting on design brain wellness. This came up because I have a passion for biophilic design, and I have a project manager who graduated from Columbia. Not only does he have a master's in architecture, but he also has a master's in neuroscience. So we started looking at the neuroscience behind biophilic design. So imagine a world where every building is a sanctuary for the mind. Today, we embark on a journey through biophilic architecture where design harmonizes with nature to nurture our brain wellness and cognitive health. Grounded in neuroscience, biophilic design influences our brain structure and function. It leverages our understanding of how sensory experiences in natural environments can lead to improved cognitive health and emotional balance. Biophilic design induces calmness, as demonstrated in this EEG image. Exposure to such designs includes prefrontal cortex activation, responsible for higher executive functions like decision-making and creativity. The role of natural light plays a crucial role in regulating our circadian rhythms, improving sleep quality, and boosting mood. Thoughtful architectural design maximizes natural light exposure, vital for our mental health and well-being. Good air quality is essential for optimal brain function. We often incorporate living walls and ventilation strategies that improve indoor air quality, supporting cognitive health and overall wellness. Materials play a significant role in connecting us to nature. For example, the sense of touch activates the firing of place cells and grid cells, which are responsible for the formation of the memory of environment in our hippocampus. Neuroaesthetic studies show that natural views activate the brain's reward pathways like the ventral striatum, enhancing mood and satisfaction, feelings of pleasure. So incorporating these views into design promotes well-being by tapping into our innate pleasure responses to nature. The landmark study by Roger Ehrlich in 1984 demonstrated that healthcare facilities leveraging biophilic design, such as views with nature, have observed remarkable benefits in patient recovery times, reduced the need for pain medication, and improved emotional well-being, showcasing the healing power of nature. Offices designed with biophilic principles report higher levels of creativity and production. Rosemary at your desk improves focus, so put a rosemary plant near your desk and see how it improves your work. And biophilic design in educational settings can enhance learning, concentration, and overall student well-being. Natural elements and outdoor learning spaces create stimulating environments for young minds to thrive. Biophilic design fosters a sense of community and belonging. Shared green spaces not only connect us to nature, but to each other, building stronger, healthier communities. And standing at the crossroads of human sciences and architecture, it's time for action. Let's champion spaces infused with nurturing environments where the planet and its inhabitants thrive. So we're asking you to scan the QR code to participate in our survey and contribute to our case study on how biophilic design impacts your well-being. And that's it. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
And that concludes the 1220 cheers for 2024.
The QR code went away, so I could snap it.
Oh, hang on. I'll put it back for a second.
While everybody is snapping the QR code, how about a round of applause for all of our presenters?
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you all.
KPIO.
Sorry I jumped on late, guys. Good to see everyone.
Hi,
Merry
Tracy.
Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Shannon.
Thanks to everyone who participated this year. It really helps, make the event special.
Yeah. I'm sorry I just missed your presentation. I love the biophilic design. I was at a conference that was talking about it, and it's incredible. It really is amazing. I love that there's science backing what we all feel, and it was very validating in knowing that what I've been designing is it's real, right? I mean, it's about a feeling that you get, and it's really nice that there's science backing it now. So it's really, really cool.
Thanks, Tracy.
Very nice. And Liz, thank you for coordinating all of the presentation efforts there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing now if everyone's got the QR code. It's a real easy survey.
I
It's
put
like
the
10
link
questions.
in the chat as well.
Oh, thanks, Mark.
It's Santa David in the top left of my screen. Oh,
Santa, I just thought that was what David wears every day.
During December, it is.
I have no doubt, David. That is true.
Bad Santa.
No, Glad. GLAD. That's my handle.
Glad Santa.
That's
all right,
me.
we have we've got 52 minutes left. Mark, any announcements before we move to our Shannon activity? Shannon, we were trying to come up with a name for it. Okay. Well, next then, what we have is Shannon's improv exercise. Is it okay to call it that?
Yes, one second. Yes, it is absolutely okay to call it the Shannon improv exercise. Thank you. And I don't know if I have permission to make breakout rooms. I don't think I do. I don't know if that's like a co-hosting situation
Let me see what I
or
can do.
okay.
See if I
Well,
can
just to
make
tee it up a little bit. First I'm going to put I'm going to put a file in the chat. And this is actually very much inspired by Greg Wiley. Does anyone seen his latest LinkedIn post by any chance where he wrote a newsletter about using Dolly ChatGPT to create images for his Christmas newsletter?
No.
It's hilarious. And I used I used that as my inspiration for what I just created, which is this. And the reason I created this image is because I thought it might be kind of fun for just a second here to go to the chat, make sure that you are on the everybody. Here's the image. And I can also share my screen and pull it up.
Yeah, please.
Make sure you're on the everyone chat and type in. So there are 8 reindeers, there are 7 dwarves, there are 3 musketeers, right? Everybody, all these groups of made-believe people come in groups of numbers. Which one of all these names that come up, whether it's reindeer, dwarves, musketeers, coming along with that theme, what would you name yourself? You don't need to be one of these, but based on how you're feeling today, the vibe you're going into the new year, maybe what you're bringing to the table today, what would you call yourself? Would you call yourself Joy, Sleepy, one of the ones that you list here, or come up with your own?
Putting it in chat.
Happy, Ringo, Jingle Bell, Porthos, Sweet. And I don't know if you happen to open the image. Greg's LinkedIn post is essentially, he went to ChatGPT. He asked ChatGPT to create an image with his 2 dogs and a cat with a Christmas setting. And it tried to do that, but the cat was like as big as a orangutan, and there were 2 dogs that weren't representative of his dog. So he gave it more cues, and then the dogs had booties on, and the cat was tiny, and there was like a dragon in the picture that was unsolicited, and it just kept getting it more and more and more wrong till finally he came up with the most wrong, most ill representative of his initial ask, and he sent that out as his Christmas card.
I love that.
Shannon, can you share your screen and show that in case there's anyone that hasn't seen it?
Yes. One second.
And I also made you co-host, so you may be able to manage the breakout rooms now.
Okay, awesome. Let's see. I just had it up.
Yeah.
I'll make this bigger.
Yeah.
So this is his final representation. But if you go through it, he walks through this was what he explicitly says, this is what I asked for, and this is what I got. And then he says, make the white dog 25% smaller. So the white dog gets smaller, but now there's another dog. Where'd he come from? And the cat doesn't look the same. And the dog's a different breed.
Yeah.
Then he goes on and he says, add a dinosaur. Well, there's a dinosaur, but now the cat's giant. And there's a stuffed animal on the side, and there's another dog up on the banister and another one over on the presents. And the dogs have booties. Then he goes on, add a human-sized elf. Well, there's a human-sized elf, but now there's another dog. There's 2 more dogs, more elves, a cat on the shelf. This one, the cat is like human size. I don't know. I thought it was very funny.
It is funny.
So just kept going and going and going till he ended up with his final Christmas card. And I wish he were here to do it more justice, because the way he tells it in his dry humor is even more funny. Great.
That's funny.
So, and thank you for putting some ideas in the chat. Happy, goofy, happy, sneezy during pollen season. I want the giant cat. Yes. All right. So I thought, just for a quick framing of this, I think many of you were in Nashville or have heard me rant on enough times already now to know that I talk a lot about improv and a lot about the idea of yes and. And there's a guy named Keith Johnstone. He's kind of this is him right here. He's kind of the grandfather of improv and talks a lot about how to apply improv in life and business and everything else. And he's got this amazing, he's got some really great things that he says, some great phrasing here. This one is, and I promise that I'm really not doing a PowerPoint slide here, but I just wanted to show you guys this because it's just a little bit more framing for jumping into this. So Keith Johnstone said, there are people who prefer to say yes, and there are people who prefer to say no. Those who say yes are rewarded by the adventures they have. Those who say no are rewarded by the safety they attain. And he also says, none of us really grow up. All we ever do is learn how to behave in public. He also says that adults are just atrophied children. So all of this to say, and much of this is kind of based on some of the encouragement that I got in my Architects and Allies group. Thank you for those who are in that group. I came back from an applied improv retreat recently, and I got way up on I was really feeling the feels when it came to doubling down on how important improv is, in my view, just to how I show up in my life and how important it can be in business, whether it's yes and or any number of other ways of thinking about the world and how we connect with each other, how we can stay agile, how we can kind of lean on storytelling. I'm looking at you, Demetrius. I know that's your world. To connect with each other and build businesses and thrive and just do amazing things, whether it's culture or anything else. So all that framing is because I thought we could play a little bit. Don't worry. Some of you have joined my coaching calls before, and when I mention doing anything interactive, all I hear is ding dong, and everybody leaves.
Everybody
Don't go anywhere.
I'm not doing that. See you later.
I trapped you. I'm kidding. So I thought what we could do just for a couple of seconds here. One is kind of a group activity, which might be fun, and just to have a little joy here, in addition to all the joy we've already had. Thank you for all the presenters. That was awesome. I learned a lot just in the last hour. And then just hop into breakout rooms for another little exercise, and then if you're not feeling it, we move on. This is not forced fun. I am opposed to forced fun. So if it feels like that, please DM me or give me a thumbs down or something. I can take it. So if everyone has a piece of paper, any old piece of paper or anything really, it could be. This is a wallet. I have a wallet. It's anything that can block your camera. You lean it in, you lean it out. So it could be anything. And I can only see so many of you because there's 34 of us, but I think I can get the drift here. And what I'd like to do is I'll kick us off, and then maybe if other people want to jump in, then I will invite you to do that. Come off mute. This is a true of me exercise, and I'll just say a couple things that are true of me. And if it's also true of you, you take your piece of paper away from the camera. So we'll all start, everybody practice, just put their piece of paper up to the camera so we can't see your face, more or less. Block your camera. It should be like a little bit of a mosaic. Yep, James, that's perfect. You get your hand there. Santa Claus is still omnipresent, which is real.
It's a thing.
All right, cool. So I'll just say, I'm going to share something that's true of me. And I'm going to start by saying what's true of me is, and if it's also true of you, show your beautiful face. What's true of me is that I celebrate Christmas as opposed to maybe Hanukkah or other types of celebrations. Lovely. All right, put your piece of paper back up. What's true of me is that I'm ready for 2025.
Ready is relative.
All right. Okay, put your sticky back up. What's true of me is that I want to be taken to Costa Rica for the next TCAM.
Did you say taken to?
Yeah. course.
Kidnap.
That's the best part about it. Okay, cover your up, set back up. What's true of me is that I have Jesus in my background on Zoom. Scott.
Yeah, Jesus is over my shoulder today.
Are you also driving a car?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay. I mean, Jesus has your back, so
co-pilot.
you're safe.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay, I'll do another one, and then if anyone wants to come off mute and say what's true about you. What's true of me is that I'm really proud. I'm proud of some of the work that I produced this year and shared with the world. Awesome. Beautiful. All right, back up. Anyone else? Just take yourself off mute. What's true about you? And we'll kind of show our faces in solidarity. Learn a couple things about each other.
I am going to Christmas right before Christmas. I'm going to Disney.
Tracy's going
Anybody
to
else
Disney.
going to Disney?
Jeff's going to Disney.
Oh, you are,
No.
Jennifer. You going?
Meet up.
When are you going?
I just got back, but it's very likely I'll probably end up going there for New Year's.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to be there just for a couple days, the 22nd to the 24th. So, yeah,
It's been crazy, but I've already been to Disneyland twice this year.
Yeah,
in the last 3 months.
Yeah, I'm familiar. I go up a lot of times throughout the year. Dawn, are you going too?
No, I was just ready for the next
Oh, okay.
All right, hit it, Don. Thank you,
All right.
Tracy.
Well, what's true of me is that I look at this group and I see, like I posted in the chat, I look at this group and I see how many people I know in real life or have met in real life, and it's really wonderful.
Mm.
And have sung with on a stage at a very small karaoke bar.
What happens in Nashville? Come on, Don.
That's right, true.
Well, I have to echo that too. I came to this party last year, and I was a newbie. I didn't know any of you guys, and I felt, not that I felt out of place. I just was like, oof, I don't know anybody here. And now to know that I've actually
sung karaoke in Nashville.
That's right. That's right. And had sing-alongs orchestrated by James Polk and others, right? In the Las Vegas of Nashville.
Earl's niece.
Earl's niece. That's right.
Allie, is that her name? Earl? Is Earl still here?
Yeah, Earl's here.
Molly.
That's
so
right.
Close. So close.
Molly, thank you. Molly in the Ville.
I've met at least 25 of the people on the screen right now, but only 2 have come to Ithaca. Shame on you guys.
I've been to Ithaca.
I've been to
Does that
Ithaca.
count?
Not to see me.
That's not what you said.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Christian, I've been to Ithaca too, but it was way before I knew you. I'm close enough. I gotta make another trip. So
yeah.
Luckily, I made parole, so I didn't have to go.
Chris, if you
Next-
go to
next
Ithaca,
weekend?
you can pick me up on the way.
there you go.
Next
I gotta pass right by you. So
Is it Ithacating today?
Ithaca or Attica?
Exactly.
All right, we'll do one more and then we'll move on. Anyone else have one to share? We can do more than one if you guys are inspired.
I have one.
Yeah.
I have at one time have had 9 pets.
9. Oh my God, you have some friends in the room, Mark.
Anybody who has 9 or more can.
Do you mean
raise
at the same time or
at
over
the same time? Same time.
Okay.
Yeah. 5 cats, 2 dogs, and 2 guinea pigs. Not currently. Right now we have 3 cats, 2 guinea pigs, and 2 dogs now. But
that's still a lot of pets.
Yeah.
6 has been my limit.
Yeah,
Tropical
six was
I'm
good.
behind you at 8.
I have 7.
Well, none of them are mine.
Chickens.
Oh, yeah, Mark.
You're just feeding.
I love them all.
I'm just feeding them.
But
He
if I
said.
was a bachelor, I would not have 9 dogs and cats and guinea pigs.
All of mine just
Tropical fish
showed
don't
up
count.
and I couldn't get rid of them.
Yeah, that's what's happening here as well.
I thought maybe you fell prey to the to what I've fallen prey with my kids, which is the old "I'll take care of them."
Yeah, well, that's exactly what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark, that is what happens because I am a bachelorette now.
Yeah.
And there is nothing in my house that I have to take care of that breathes.
Don't tell my family, but I would love that.
Except the plant behind me. That's it.
Are you saying you have murdered everything in your house that breathes?
Right, it's all dead.
Oh my stars! Somebody call 911.
Did you say breathes or breeds?
As if Santa's ever going to answer that.
Either. But
Here you go for the bachelorette playing the
I have
game.
one plant, and it's somehow still alive.
Fabulous. Anyone else inspired and didn't get a chance to share? Okay. All right. Something else I had up my sleeve. One, we have a couple options. One is kind of a breakout room gift giving game. Or we can stay here, and I've got something else that we can just do as a larger group. Does anyone have a propensity to not join breakout rooms today and stay together as a group? Doesn't matter. Do you care?
Let's be
The more witnesses, the better.
The more what?
Stay
Witnesses?
together.
The more witnesses, the better.
I forgot my white elephant gift.
Well, funny you should say that. Who said that?
Dawn.
If you can spell
Zuber.
propensity in the chat, you get a crochet dictionary.
So funny you should mention the white elephant. So the game that I was going to introduce to us here is a gift giving game. We can do it in the larger group. And the way that this goes is that we're going to give each other gifts. They're not real. I'm holding one right now. Right. Or it's this, or it's this.
I love this
right?
already. I don't have to
It's
go
anything.
shopping.
It's anything. And I could walk across the room and get it. Okay? It's anything. So, but it's got to be bad. It's a bad gift. It's a white elephant type of gift. Does everyone know what white elephant is, more or less? The idea of giving kind of like, it's like a gift exchange where you give gifts that are if it's done right, they're like used, or you got them at a thrift store, or they're really tacky, or they're funny gifts that are, you kind of want to get like the worst gift in the bunch. So since we'll start in this larger group, I'll just see if, I can kick us off and give it to someone, and then that person will hand it off to another one or hand a different gift. So it might look like, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Kathy, I'll go with you since you seem to be excited about the game, or at least feigning excitement.
Okay.
I'll give you a gift and I'm going to name it. And it's something that would be a white elephant gift, or anything that's sort of ridiculous that I wouldn't expect somebody would actually enjoy. And you're going to yes and it. I wrote this down actually. Angela, is Angela still here? When she was announcing her firm launch? I can't see. She's
Rastafari.
Yes.
Astra.
Is she here? I don't know. She
She
said
had to
that.
leave.
Oh, okay. She said her mantra for her firm was "Let's do that," and there's actually a game that's called Yes, Let's, and it's just all about yes-anding what you're given, which is essentially what this is. So I give Kathy a gift. I name it. I can call it what it is. It's a bag of coal. It's anything that I can come up with, and I give it to Kathy, whether it's big, small, and Kathy is going to be overcome with delight. This is like the greatest gift she's ever received. And she's going to justify why, right? So if it's a bag of coal, it could be something very practical. Oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. I've always wanted a bag of coal and it could be practical, right? I need the coal for my fireplace, or it could be, oh my gosh, I need the coal for anything. It could be anything. I need the coal to feed to my dog. He's on a steady diet of coal and broccoli. It could be anything. And as long as it's that excitement, even if it's a bag of coal, Kathy is thrilled to receive it. And she then justifies why she's thrilled. And if you are named, if someone gives you a gift, and if you don't want to play, if you'd rather watch, then just kind of make a polite gesture to that person, like, don't give me a gift, because I certainly don't want to make everyone feel uncomfortable. I want you to play if you'd like, and if you'd like to just watch, that's fine too. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Kathy, happy holidays. It's so good to see you. I'm so happy you're here. And what a great presentation. So good. In fact, because I really just want to celebrate you and the holidays, I got you this. It's right here, and it's a pile of moldy noodles. I thought you'd really like that.
Oh, I was just saying the other day, I have this great neighbor that lives behind me, and he likes to have loud parties, and he likes to blow things up and have firecrackers all the time. And he built his shed right up to my fence line. And I thought, what can I do for his shed to make sure that he knows how appreciative I am of him moving in? And your bowl of moldy noodles will do the trick.
Oh, I'm
Couldn't
so
come up with
glad.
anything better than that. Thank you, Shannon. And I
No,
hope
and I always love when my gifts
happy
get
holiday.
regifted.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Instant
you.
regift.
Sounds like he's from Idaho.
Sounds
What?
realistic.
You're offending Idahoans.
Yeah,
You bet I
you came
am.
up with that
Love you,
really quick,
Scott.
Kathy.
Yeah. No, I've never thought of doing that before. Oh no, yeah. All right.
Kathy, would you like to present someone else with an amazingly white
Sure.
elephantish gift?
Sure. I see that my younger brother is here in EntreArchitect with us, Scott in Idaho of potato fame. And I know what he has always wanted in his whole life because I've known him his whole life and I'm tired of him. And so I'm going to gift him with this paper envelope opener. Yes.
Really?
It's the only one I could find anywhere. And I know you are the person for the gift. You're welcome.
Oh, I hadn't said thank you yet, but okay. I'm glad that I'm welcome. Oh, I'm so excited, Kathy.
Already in
This,
the mail.
I've wanted one of those for years. When I was little, we had a little like metal like poker stabber murder guy thing that you could open envelopes with. And then I've seen that one's kind of a safety one, and I thought, oh, like I won't hurt anybody with that. And I'm so glad that you thought of me when you found it. And what does it say on it? It's green. It evokes like, sustainability or something. It says Met Life. Oh, it's Snoopy. Yes.
Made of corn.
It's made of corn.
Corn
Let's
plastic.
not. I like the ones that are made
mean-
of potatoes. But if you want, okay. I mean, I learned about, no, not Nebraska, corn,
Now you're going to
Iowa.
make me feel bad?
Well, I'm your
Why
little
don't we
brother, of
move-
course. I have to.
All right, Scott, do you want to give a gift to someone? And
Yes. Is let's see, who's still here? Oh, Charisse, yeah. Scott. I would like to give a gift to James Polk. James is gonna have to come off mute.
Wow.
Okay, I'm excited. I mean, what
Good,
could it
good.
be? What could it be?
Good.
Well, wait a
Well,
minute. I might not even want it, but if I don't want it, you
okay, I'm
won't
gonna
feel
put you back
bad.
on
You
mute.
won't
It's not
feel
your turn
bad
to
if I
talk
tell
yet.
you I don't want
James, it's not your turn to talk.
All right, go ahead.
Sorry, little brother. I'm still trying to annoy Kathy. So, I know you're a man who likes music. Well, not likes music. That's an understatement. So, for you, and I know you can sing and you can play, but sometimes those around you, don't take this the wrong way, but here's the gift for you. Does it work? Oh no, there we go.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Wintergreen Altoids? Oh, you know what? It brings back memories. Right now I'm flooded with this memory of when I was in junior high school, and they had these wintergreen lozenges, lifesavers that you would put, and I guess back then we would put a penny or a half a penny or whatever it was in the machine, and then we would get these in school, and we would get these wintergreen lifesavers, and I guess it was high school when I got that, because I remember I just had this addiction to these wintergreen lozenges, and then one time I got really sick with the flu, and I had the wintergreen in my taste in my mouth, and since then I've never been able to ingest wintergreen again, because I just become violently ill. I can become violently ill.
And this is why you're so excited to receive them today?
So no, because this is something that I can keep for my whole life, because I won't be tempted to so this is a lifetime gift. And excuse me, but I'm touched, Scott. It something that I can carry with me. And it's in metal too. It's not in plastic, so it's not going to biodegrade in 300,000 years. It's going to be around. It's going to be around.
All right. Well played.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to give a gift. Is that okay? Can I give a gift?
Yeah. Why don't you give a gift, James, and then we'll wrap it up. I want to be respectful of Mark and Liz and anything else that you want to cover before we end the call. Yes, please.
Okay.
Mark.
Okay.
Please,
Okay. Here we go. This is a special book that I'm going to give. It's the Kidder Parker Architects and Builders Handbook, and it's 1920 something or something anyway. And this is the reason this is so special, is because this is not a book of what to do. This is a book of what not to do. Like all of the things you should never do are in this book. So if you think, should I do that? Should I? And you're looking here, if it's in here, don't do it. So I'm going to gift this to Mark R. LePage. And so now you'll forever know what not to do.
Oh, James, thank you so much. That's something that I've been looking for forever, to have some resource to tell me what not to do. How useful would that be? I would love that. Thank you so much, James. Fantastic gift.
No valuable
I thought
information.
you were married.
No valuable information at all.
Yeah, just a note to James: don't look up in the book what musicians use Altoid tins for. Just don't look.
Christian wants to know what's the title of the book again, James? What is it? Oh,
it's
Kidder?
Kidder Parker Architects and Builders Handbook. Harry Parker, editor-in-chief. John Wiley and Sons. And it is The first copyright date is 1884, but this is the new version reprinted in 1942.
Let's see your shirt too.
There you go. From here, and I'm okay, this is the story of my life. I'm working on finishing my 3D Christmas card. I've still got a ways to go, so hopefully maybe my next door neighbor will get one in time for Christmas. Story of my life.
Noodles.
The noodles are mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was a real white elephant, we'd be trading, right? Trading the noodles for the book, for the whatever else.
That was really fun. Thank you.
I have a dry out box of markers for someone.
Oh, go ahead.
So who would like a dry out box
Dried
of
out.
markers? I'm
Dried
gonna
out
give
markers?
it to
Dried out markers.
I'm gonna give it to Olga.
What is it? What kind of books really?
It's dry out box of markers. They don't work really, but I mean.
Oh, thank you so much. It's
I
exactly
always
what.
thought of you when I saw these, you know.
Thank you so much. It's exactly what I was needed for years, because for years I am thinking to start drawing again, and I am looking for reason not to do it because I am afraid to take markers. And so now I have reason. I have everything to draw. I mean, not to draw. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I have very exquisite gift, very unique gift, and I would like to give it to Leslie if she's here. Leslie, yeah, Leslie Dewell, it's for you. I want to gift you a bunch of icicles from my country. Huge icicles. Leslie, it's for you. As you are in the warm climate, maybe you miss snow and icicles. Please use it as you wish.
Olga, I think you stunned her.
Oh, you froze her with your icicles.
Oh, Leslie, I'm here. Oh, it seems not.
Careful, Don Zuber just did a screenshot.
She looks very thoughtful. She's in deep thought about it.
Yeah,
Think to do a
maybe.
screenshot. I'll do one now.
Yeah, probably. Shall I regift it or shall we wait?
Maybe regift it, Olga, if there's someone else you'd like to give it to.
Maybe somebody want to have it. For example, maybe I'll give it to Kelly. Kelly, I wish you would love to have a bunch of icicles and your beautiful Lucky would play with it. It would be happy as well.
I'm I'm so touched that you would think to give this to me. I know Leslie would love it in Florida, and she would put them to very good use. But Lucky will be delighted. He really enjoys icicles, ice of any kind, but icicles especially. They're unique. They're fun. He'll be thrilled. Thank you so very much. And thank you for thinking of me.
Kelly, I'm going to invite you to maybe throw it back to Jeff so we can see what Jeff's got to say to bring us home on the rest of the call. If you feel inspired,
Give him something good.
Jeff. Oh gosh, just make it difficult.
No
This
pressure.
requires being smart and clever, and
you can throw the icicles at Jeff.
Yes, John, I have one icicle left over. I had to get up to feed Lucky. I gave him a handful of icicles, and there was one he didn't want. So I'm going to gift it to you.
Kelly, I could not be happier to receive Russian icicles all the way from Ohio. There seems to be a correlation there. Icicles coming all the way from Russia through the heart of it all to Indianapolis, where today we're supposed to have icicles later. It's supposed to snow here. So I'll
you'll send
sit.
them back to me that way.
No, I'm gonna sit in my chair by the fire pit in the snow and
Very good.
hold lucky and eat the icicles myself. And then tomorrow probably go to the dentist.
Don't eat yellow icicles.
Don't eat the
Yeah,
yellow icicles. Yeah.
Those are the lemon ones, right?
One thing I miss about living up north is the periodic stories about people who were killed by icicles falling off their roof, or killed, dying trying to knock the snow or the icicles off their house. Miss that.
Or
I never hear stories.
the famous scene from Christmas Vacation and Clark W. Griswold and the ice coming out of the gutter.
Oh God, that's such a good movie.
I don't know, Margot. I don't know, Todd.
Margot. Oh, I haven't.
Right.
That hasn't been on my. I haven't seen that yet this year, but that's got to happen tonight, maybe.
You have just a few days left.
I do.
The best part about living in Florida is watching snow on TV.
No shoveling when it's on television.
Do anything.
Well, thank you all for playing. I know that sometimes, I don't know, I hope that was enjoyable. And I find that it's really nice when you get the big, thank you. And then finding a way to justify it is always joyful, because you know, you hand somebody something and they're never going to come up with something, are they? And they do, because we're creative. We are innately creative beings. So well played, well done. And thanks for that joy.
Well, thank you, Shannon. And Christian has a great suggestion. He says Russian icicles should replace crocheted bathtubs as the award to wish for. So I think we're going to make a modification. As crocheted Russian icicles will be the new award.
First in the room for Java with Jeff.
For first in the room. Whoever beats me gets a crocheted Russian icicle.
Crocheted icicle sheath.
You want to update people on what the crocheted bathtubs refer to, for those that don't know?
Yeah, that's a good point. For those of you that don't know, part of the context and clarity culture became the first person in the room, after me, I guess. The first person in the room won the crocheted bathtub award for the day. So, we must have given out 500 or so crocheted bathtubs. And if you haven't received yours yet, I know many of you that are here have won crocheted bathtub awards. If you haven't received yours yet, just go onto Amazon and check your orders, and it's probably lost. So you can ask Jeff Bezos about that. All right, we are close to
John Kinney, the late John Kinney, probably won the most.
Yes.
It's named after him.
Yeah, it was the John Kinney Memorial Crochet Bathtub Award. This is true. John was always, for however long, John was the first in. I always had this vision of John sitting there at his computer, just I'm gonna get it. Yeah, just over and over and over. But yeah, John definitely won the most. And it was the award was named for him. So thank you for that reminder. That's a good reminder. We're close to the top here. We got 12 minutes, right? And it won't be 9 o'clock, so I won't be late. So
you can still be late.
Well, that's sort of a given. Anybody that has a cat, they need to be on screen now. We've got a black cat from San Francisco. We've got a sunshine cat from Florida. Anybody else got their?
Mine's at home.
Oh, that's a different cat.
My room is a
or you
no
painted
animal zone.
I have many.
Oh.
I thought you painted it or something.
Are you the crazy cat lady, Kathy?
I am not. The Democrats have a new name for us.
What's that?
I'm afraid.
We are childless cat ladies now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. I am too. But
I
mine
won't
isn't
get
with
my
me.
cat. My cat is stuck in front of
that's
the
good.
fireplace until March, probably. Yeah, she won't come up here.
In
Oh, not like literally stuck. Okay, that's good. was
in
worried.
California, they're unhoused cat ladies.
Oh, Scott, I like your cat. I had one like
God
that.
and Rod both have black cats.
I have
We have,
black
a
cats.
we have a new black cat named Theo
Mm.
that just
Theo.
arrived.
What about dogs? Oh, why
I
don't
have
you
3
bring
black
dogs
cats.
as well?
This is Ninja. And then I have a black cat named Mojo. And I have a black cat named Rosie Simone. And I had another black cat named Memers, but he got run over.
Oh.
And then I have a tortie. And I have a tortie also.
I love my tortie.
And
Where's
a
Lucky?
Memers.
Where's Lucky?
Please bring dog. Because David had dogs. It was so
did.
nice.
He is
Theo,
sleeping. He's sleeping right next to me and won't let
Oh.
My dog's sitting on the sofa.
You want to come say hi to everybody? These are your buddies. Come on.
I'll have to remember to tell
There he
people that.
is.
Oh, Lucky. Lucky's here.
Oh, there's
everybody.
Lucky.
You know all those faces.
Hi, Lucky. Sorry we woke you.
Famous.
Jeff, and your dog came only in the morning?
Yep. You often see my dogs.
look at her.
We hear your dog.
They're down here.
Oh, it's so nice. David, who is it?
I have a miniature reindeer named Reagan.
Yeah.
She's a little terrier chihuahua mix.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
cute.
Other puppies?
She's so cool. She lets me sleep with
Come
her.
here, Mook.
Aw. Christian's dog, nice, very nice. Lucy, so friendly and beautiful, but too big to hold it, I think.
Mine's down there.
Aw.
Rod, that's like picking up some of my cats. They're like not having it.
Yeah, that's where my cat is. He's
Yeah.
standing right over here, but won't let me grab him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her.
I've got
And you-
two fighting in the background right now. It's fun.
Fighting.
Yeah.
Aw.
This is Molly.
Hi, Molly.
Hi, Molly.
Hi, Molly.
Oh.
That's why dog lovers pick up cats by the scruff, because we care deeply. Deeply.
Good girl.
One of my cats appeared on several planning commission hearings in my municipality during COVID. He wanted to be held. And I'm like, okay.
All right.
And that is the origin story of how Dawn's cats became movie stars.
Local cable TV stars.
Wayne and Garth too. I mean, Wayne's World made it
Diaz?
big off the local
That's
public
true.
access.
That's true.
Mm.
But no, but yeah, never mind.
Do they now qualify for SAG cards?
They
Are our
well,
pets
they're
gonna be
deceased,
famous?
but yeah, they're deceased.
Oh.
Well, I was talking about the current crop.
Oh, yes.
A lot of death and deceased talk today, folks. You and you and you. Not like Santa's keeping track.
What? Who's keeping track of who's naughty or nice, or who's dead and alive?
Well, everything in my house is breathing, and Lord willing, it'll remain that way.
Are they breeding? That's what I want to know.
Breathing.
Oh, breathing.
Breathing.
I misheard that
Please,
earlier.
yeah, please
Yeah,
put this
well, you know.
spelling in the chat, please.
EA.
Okay. T8.
All right. We have just a few minutes left here in the what's become the infamous EntreArchitect Holiday Party. Infamous annual EntreArchitect Holiday Party. Mark, any announcements as we head into the end of the year and the beginning of 2025?
No big announcements. We have lots of things planned for 2025, new and continuing and improving, but no big announcements to share today.
We will
I
be
do
sending
want
out
to.
the survey at the end of the year, right?
Oh yes,
The
yes.
BPI survey. Yes.
We do have our second quarterly BMI is it BPI, right?
Let's not have to report our BMI, okay?
Body mass index.
The
Just
business
like
calls
eating
Performance
BPI.
That's what I heard, Dawn, too.
I know, BMI. I'm like,
So look for that, because we'd like you to all contribute to that, and many more of us. The more we do of that, the more we will be able to follow trends and track trends for us all. I think there'll be a lot of interesting information as we continue doing that. Also, before we wrap up, I want to also thank one more person. Sarah, I don't know if you're on the call or not. I see you, but I'm not sure if you're listening in. But Sarah Rowe has been a big part of EntreArchitect and the EntreArchitect podcast for 10 years or so, for a long
Forever.
time. So
Forever.
She was the producer of the EntreArchitect podcast for many, many years. Now she is a producer and a coordinator at Gable Media, doing a lot of work there. But she's also the one that produces all the videos for us. And so, Sarah, thank you as well as all the other people that I've thanked earlier on. I'm going to throw it back to you, Mr. Eccles, to roll things out here. And
All right.
thank you all for being here today. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Mark, and thanks everybody for being here. Right before we go, we'll just have a small taste of what context and clarity used to be like. But we have how many? 10, 11, 12 days. 12 days left. Many of those days probably taken up by holidays. But what's one thing? You can put it in the chat, I guess. What's one thing that, not that you have to, but what's one thing that you want to accomplish before the end of 2024? Might be get to the bottom of the pile of gingerbread cookies. I don't know. But what's one thing you want to accomplish? My daughter made gingerbread cookies the other night. We've got 500 million. Let's see.
You say 2024?
2024, 12 days. 12 days. Dawn says rest and relaxation. Chris is
Vacuum
skiing.
the house.
Vacuum the house. You know what? You should get one of those robot vacuums. I got one. It's awesome. Now I'm trying to find a drone that will fly around and dust everything. Mark says a full day off.
Duster.
Get a floofy cat and spray it with lemon pledge. No, don't.
I'm for that.
The animal control's listening. Brian says clean my G drive. Ed says get my newsletters out. Finish specs for DZ, which I don't know, maybe that's a Subaru reference. I'm not sure. Kathy says take complete 7 days off of work. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
That is aspirational. Jennifer says sit on the beach, a fire pit, and a blanket. Very good. Olga says find a job. All right. Best of luck. Anybody that can help Olga with the lead there, you should contact her. Scott says get through the San Francisco planning department. That does not sound like a 12-day effort. Shannon says hang out with friends and maybe see some live shows. I love it. Scott says talk less. Scott says cross-country ski outing. Very cool. So we got a downhill and a cross-country. Lauren says clean my home office. I have a client coming over for Christmas dinner. Okay, that's a lot of pressure. And Kelly says get out to see the holiday light shows. Cool.
Great.
Shannon says she's a skier too. She'll be in Tahoe. All right. Very cool. Lots of skiing going on apparently. Maybe tonight here in Indianapolis. The Christian says to Lauren, just apply the blur filter to your office. Then it'll look clean.
You got some hairy moguls there in Indy. Is it snowing up there?
It's supposed to tonight.
Yeah.
By moguls, you mean like interstate overpasses?
Well, I was
Laura-
thinking hairy moguls like for skiing, ski moguls. not
Yeah.
not captains of industry, big pharma moguls.
Oh, there's those.
How much snow are
Lawrence
you
is just.
expecting, Jeff? Sorry.
I don't know. I didn't even look. I just got the little alert thing, and I thought, well, I'm going to ignore that.
Yeah.
Whatever. Lauren says she hopes to ski break while her girls are home. Very cool. Haven't been there in months. Very good. All right. Well, we are to the 6 o'clock Eastern hour. Thank you all for this. I hope that you're able to accomplish everything that you'd hoped to do by the end of this year. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. For those of you on the West Coast, yes, it is early. For those of you on the West Coast, yes, there are many that show up from the West Coast. So you can do it. I know you can. You can turn it on and go back to sleep. That would be fine. But we'll talk more tomorrow about mindsets. And for those of you that have been following along, I challenged you to bring a piece of paper today to this. And so what we've been talking about the past several days on our morning mindset call is to write down 3 categories. Write down personal growth, relationship growth, and business growth. And then under each of those categories, write down a growth goal, something you want to achieve. And then under each one of those, write down an identity that you need to adopt in order to find the intrinsic motivation, the internal motivation to achieve that. So if you want to run a 5K, you say, hey, I'm going to become a runner, so that you start to think and act and speak and do like a runner does. That helps find that internal motivation. And then today we talked about the motivation that you can find in groups. So what's a community? What's a group of people that you can connect with that align around those goals? Again, your personal goals, your relationship goals, and your business or professional goals. And once you have all of that written down on a piece of paper, you've got a pretty solid foundation for attacking those growth goals. So I don't know if anybody did that. If anybody brought those, if you did, hold it up. Maybe you've been putting it up in front of the camera the whole time that Shannon had us doing the improv exercise there. But think about that. We'll talk more about mindsets tomorrow morning, as usual, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. And for those of you who are regulars of Java with Jeff, what's the one thing that we say on Friday morning?
You're late for 6. You're 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Late for my 6 o'clock.
Friday, you
You
made it.
made it.
It's Friday. You've made it. Wake up tomorrow morning, look in the mirror, say that to yourself. It's Friday. You've made it. All right. With that,
Yay.
Dawn
I still
wants to
have
cook.
buttons if anybody wants buttons. You can DM me and I'll mail you one.
Excellent. Thank you. I'm a little bit worried. Dawn says she wants to cook moldy noodles. So if you're in the Ann Arbor in the Michigan area, I wouldn't go to dinner with Dawn. Just saying.
This is for Gil. Don't worry. Just for my husband.
Oh, well,
He's still
speaking-
alive?
Today?
Not for
Yes.
long.
Christmas is coming.
Until it's pasta night.
Pasta
Killer,
Thursday.
killer sauce.
Literally.
All right, everybody. Thank you for a
Take
wonderful
care.
year. And
Merry Christmas, everybody.
we'll see you around this time next year.
Merry
for the
Christmas.
Perfect. Thank you.
EntreArchitect 26th
Thank you.
annual holiday party.
Ciao.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a great one.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas.
Well,
Oh my gosh. That picture
Which picture?
Oh, moldy
Which
noodles.
one?
in the chat.
Oh.
Oh, I can't. I'm driving.
Oh. Ew.
It's moldy noodles.
That's the
Oh.
recipe.
Okay, good.
That's
I don't
the-
want to see it.
That's the recipe for moldy noodles. It came with a picture.
Christian, how did you get in my fridge? So one of my Halloween costumes one year was what you find in the back of your fridge.
Oh, bye.
And I just sewed a bunch of like foil and, stuff to my shirt. It was fun.
Well, that's a lot better than it could have been.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
I have
I gotta jump.
James.
Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
me
not
too.
sure whether
Bye-bye.
this is gonna drop
Yeah.
So it may.
James,
Probably
I
a good
have your
idea to leave
CD.
now.
I have James's CD and the CD player in my car.